going to give you my first impressions of a new release from Frederic Malle. It is called Synthetic Jungle. Now, first I just want to say thanks to my friend Catherine. She sent me not one, but 2 samples of this. So I was able to wear it yesterday and I gave it a full wearing today. And I still have some left to continue trying it and also like smell it right now as I'm doing this video. So thank you so much, Catherine, for making this video possible. This particular fragrance was created by Anne Filippo, which you can see right here. I love that Frederic Malle does this, like credits the perfumers right on the bottle. I think it's fantastic. And this fragrance is going to be a green style fragrance, which if you know me, not really a type of fragrance that I typically go for. It also has a lot of florals, which is another category of fragrances that's not my favorite. I will say in general, there are more floral fragrances that I like than green fragrances. But I was very curious about this one, partially because of the name and just in general, when something comes out from Frederic Malle, I'm curious because the quality of these fragrances is usually excellent. By the way, pay no mind to my hands in these next couple of videos. There was a self-tanner incident and they might look a little weird. So just get that out of the way. But anyway, let me go ahead and spray what's left of this one here. So this particular fragrance, it's very realistic smelling in what it is portraying. Now, when I smell the opening, and actually even as it continues to progress, but especially in the opening, to me it smells exactly like when you cut up green peppers. So like if you ever cut up green pepper and there's that sort of like watery greenness that comes from the aroma of that as you're chopping them. That with basil, because I think there is basil in here. It's kind of like the combination you get, but to me, it's mostly that green peppery vibe. And I think that's coming from the galbanum that's in here because galbanum is a very green note as well. So the opening right away, that's literally, when I first sprayed it, I was like, holy chopping up green peppers. So it's not necessarily something that I always want to smell like, but it's very interesting and unique. Now, I will say I was a little nervous at first when I sprayed it yesterday. I was like, I don't know if I want to smell like chopping up vegetables and herbs all day. But then it slowly started to transition into more of a little bit sweeter floral powdery fragrance. However, the green notes stay there throughout the wear. So if that's something that would put you off, definitely get a sample of this first before you blind buy it because the green notes are definitely there throughout the wearing. It's just that they become less prominent the longer that I wear it personally. And the floral notes and something that's a little powdery, I think there might be a note of almond in here that maybe is doing that to me. Not very powdery, just the tiniest bit, but something a tiny bit powdery starts to come into play. The floral that I get mostly in this is lily. And I think there's also jasmine and hyacinth in this. I personally am not familiar enough with hyacinth, like in perfumery anyway, to really be able to pick it out that much. Honestly, I don't even know how frequently I come across it in real life, but I can definitely pick up lily. I would say as it dries down, I picked up a little bit more of that jasmine. It seems like it wants to go the tiniest bit indolic, but not really. So it's like maybe a teeny tiny bit dirty, but not very much at all. It didn't bother me in terms of that. Now I have to admit that the performance of this is quite good. I sprayed it on today at 6 o'clock this morning, which is pretty much always when I apply my fragrances during the week. And it's 6 o'clock, a little bit after 6 o'clock now. And I can actually, it's faint, but I can actually still smell it on me. So it's at least on my skin for 12 hours, even though it's like very much a skin scent at this point. However, I would say during the day, it projected to the point where I could noticeably detect it without having to move my arms near me or anything until at least lunchtime, which for me is sadly at 10:30 in the morning because school. Anyway, so I could at least smell it for 4.5 hours, projecting quite a bit because I did notice it when it was my lunchtime, aka breakfast. But I could smell it then, and I'm sure it was probably still projecting a bit beyond that as well. But sometimes when you are a teacher, you can't give your full attention to your fragrance all day long. So anyway, the performance I think is fantastic on this. As the perfume dried down, I definitely got much more of the florals with the green notes kind of in the background. but this is a really realistic smelling fragrance. So it does smell like actual flowers, and it does smell like you know, like vegetal greenness. Like I said, it smells like you're cutting up green peppers and basil and things like that. I'm assuming they're kind of going for like a green foliage vibe with the name Synthetic Jungle, but you definitely get that. So it smells very realistic. Do I personally think I would buy a bottle? No, but that's just because it's not my style of perfume. I will wear these samples some more because I just find the scent really interesting, and it's kind of fun to experience that. I think that for some people, this could be a fragrance that they could wear on a regular basis, but with me and my personality, this is something that I would wear mostly just at home for my own enjoyment, for fun, to have something kind of unique and different. So obviously I don't need a full bottle for that, but I definitely appreciate Catherine sending me these samples so that I could experience it and share my thoughts with you all. And if you are a green fragrance lover, I would definitely recommend you try this. I do think it's really nice in terms of like the quality, the composition. It's just not my style. It's just not my taste. And we all, of course, have different preferences. For me, obviously, I go much more of the, well, gourmand, vanilla, a lot of spicy fragrances, ambery fragrances, and then of course all of my like rose and iris fragrances, in particular when it comes to florals. But if you like white florals and if you like green fragrances, I think this is definitely one you should try. So those are my thoughts on Synthetic Jungle. Let me know if you've tried this yet. If so, leave me a comment down below or let me know what you think. Are you excited to try this? Are you not? Do you even like green fragrances? Like I said, I don't typically really go for them, but let me know down below. I hope this was helpful. If so, please give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.